What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I know it's been a little while, but we have an antique dresser that we need to save from the landfill, so let's get started. I found this dresser off a Facebook market listing and I decided I had to have it. Now you can see that someone has already put a lot of work into it and gotten it stripped back to the natural wood, but there's still old woodworm holes all over this and some damage that needs to be repaired. Too often, pieces in this bad of condition get overlooked and they end up in a landfill. I'm on a mission to save those pieces. Now this piece didn't come with any hardware, so I was able to go ahead and skip the hardware removal step and went straight into cleaning. This is unprotected raw wood, so to clean this piece, first I'm giving it a good wipe down with just a damp washcloth, and you can see how much dirt came off of that. Now to thoroughly clean it next, I decide to use some mineral spirits. Use this product in a well-ventilated area, and I like to wear my respirator mask when I use it. Pour a generous amount onto the wood surface. I use some fine-grade steel wool to give it a nice scrub and work it in, and then come back with a cloth and wipe off any remaining excess mineral spirits, and then let the piece dry. And I use this method on the inside and the outside of everything. I let this dresser sit in my workshop for 6 months and watched it to make sure there were no active woodworms still in the piece. Once I deemed it free and clear of woodworms, I mixed up some Bondo and I used Bondo to go through and fill every single woodworm hole. And I have to tell you, there were a lot all over this piece. A couple other issues had to be addressed as well. The top of this dresser is coming away from the body. So I put some wood glue in there as best as I could with a brush. And then I came in with a nail and hammered from on top to hold that top into place. I made sure to sink the nail a little down below the surface of the wood level, and then came back with some Bondo to cover that nail head so you wouldn't even be able to tell it was there. The last thing to fix is the crack in one of the legs. While I had the dresser upside down, I did go ahead and put some furniture glides on the bottom, and then got some wood glue and a syringe and apply the wood glue down into the crack as much as possible. These syringes really help you get into much smaller areas, and I use them often on furniture repairs. I will make sure to link them down below in the description for you. After a generous amount of wood glue, I clean up the excess and use some clamps, and I let the glue set overnight. I also let the Bondo set overnight, so the next day it was ready to start sanding all those Bondo covered areas smooth with the rest of the wood. I took my time while sanding, and I used a 120 grit sandpaper while I am sanding these Bondoed areas. I also double checked to make sure that I didn't miss any of the woodworm holes and that the only holes left in this piece were 4 handles. And then I went back over all the surfaces again with 220 grit sandpaper, and sanding took me hours. The amount of sanding that this piece took should be illegal, but finally we can move on to the more fun steps. I have a special look in mind for this piece, so I'm going to use some Kacha furniture paint in the color Cream Brulee. This is a beautiful, creamy, not bold white. And yes, I know I'm painting an antique, and some people get so upset and bothered by that. But this piece has a lot of damage on it. There's woodworm holes all over, and it doesn't have the original hardware to it anymore. So it doesn't have the value that it once did, but I can still make it last for many more years to come. I do 2 coats of the creme brulee on the top, the sides, and some of the front trim. I'm sure you've been able to hear my fans running. It is hot summer when I'm painting this piece, and it takes 30 minutes for each coat to dry. so it doesn't take very long for the white coats of paint to dry. And then I can easily remove my masking tape on the front of the drawers and move them off to where I can block and shield off the white part and paint with the color in the middle of the drawers that I'm going to use. And for that color, I decide to go with green, and kind of a bold green. And I use the green paint, even though it's not a chalk paint, it works the same way. This is a latex paint, and I apply 2 thin coats and allow it to dry in between each coat. And again, it's really hot in Oklahoma in the summertime when I'm painting this, so it only took about 30 minutes for each coat to dry as well. For me, it was nice to see all those years of damage get covered up with some fresh coat of paint.
So I know the color combination may not make sense, but I'm going to throw you for another loop, and we're actually going to heavily distress this piece.
For heavy distressing, I like to take a piece of 150 grit sandpaper and wrap it around a sanding block, and that just gives me more to grip onto with my hand, and I find this method easier to do or use on my hand without getting all the cramps whenever I have a lot of distressing and sanding to do. Yes, you can use a sander to add the distressed look, but I just feel like it looks different and better when you do the distressing by hand, and that's just my opinion. I go through and heavily distress all the white painted and green painted areas, so we have this very shabby chic looking dresser.
You're probably wondering where I'm going with this makeover, but here's the step where we can bring everything all together.
I can tell that this little dresser used to be beautiful at one point, and I would like to add some of that beauty back into the piece. I saw this floral and frog transfer on Etsy, and I just knew that I had to put it on a piece that had green in it. The colors of this transfer is what gave me the colors to use on the dresser. Sometimes I like to use contrasting paint colors with transfers, but on this piece I wanted to make the theme all go together so it's kind of matchy-matchy. Furniture transfers are easy to use, but they are time consuming. You have to use the burnishing stick to rub the transfer hard enough that it sticks to the surface of the dresser and removes itself from its plastic sheet. After applying the transfer, use a balk blade to cut the transfer around where the drawers are so the drawers can function again. And then I use my fingernail to press that furniture transfer down. And then use a piece of the plastic cover to work out and rub any air bubbles. They are seriously that easy to use.
We're going to wrap up this furniture flip with a little wax on, wax off.
After taking a step back and looking at the progress made, I decided that this piece needed to take a turn more towards an aged beauty look, which is what this piece is. It is an aged beauty. Antiquing wax is one of my favorite ways to give pieces an aged look. First, I applied Annie Sloan clear wax over all the surfaces, including the transfer, and came back with a cloth, and I'm not wiping super hard here, just gently to remove any excess clear wax. Then I came in with Bear's decorative wax, and sorry, I dropped my container, and this is a dark brown wax that's going over the clear. I didn't allow the clear wax any special time for drying. I seriously applied it, used the cloth to wipe off any excess, and then immediately pulled out my dark wax and started applying it over the clear. You could go in straight with dark wax if you wanted to, but putting a coat of clear on first allows you more control to the amount of dark wax that is or isn't a part of the piece. No clear wax first would result in a very grungy look. I apply the dark wax with a brush and then come in with some fine grade steel wool to blend it in, work it in the piece to make it more of a smooth look. For the inside of the dresser, I use Howard Citrus Shield Wax to lubricate and seal in the wood tracks. That just helps the drawers slide in and out well. After letting the dark wax set overnight, I came in with a lint-free cloth and buffed it. Something I love about wax is buff it lightly for a flat look or a lot and more aggressive for a satin sheen.
I'm so excited, I can't wait to show you the final look, but let's take a look back at what we started with.
Here she is, still beautiful with good bones, but had some major damage that needed to be addressed so she could be shining once again. And this is what she looks like now. The cream and green paint color combination, along with that beautiful floral and frog transfer, and the idea of the heavily distressed, all came together to make this magnificent piece. I think this method was a great way to cover up some of her more severe damage while gracefully highlighting her age. Thank you for following along, and I hope you enjoyed this furniture flip. That is all I have for you today. Until next time.